Hey everybody, welcome back to MvM
Hello.
Live. This is
Yes.
exciting. We're getting to play a game that... Oh, do you not have your mic on?
I'm not mic'd up.
David didn't put his mic on. Let's just restart. Goodbye everybody, we'll come back. No. But for real, welcome. We're here to play Undaunted today, which is a game that Dave and I have both been kind of excited about. And we did a video about it earlier after we kind of played the tutorial. We're back today to play the first actual campaign scenario and talk about how that campaign stuff works.
We have played this because the tutorial mission is effectively the first scenario of the campaign. And the rule book itself says, play it, finish it, now play it again.
And then actually start the campaign once you understand.
So we have, we have this scenario under our belt a little bit. Now, little peek behind the curtains. After we did that Just Play video, we realized there were some things that we had done a little bit wrong during the play of that. In terms of putting out, when you put out scout tokens as you're scouting areas, you have to take a lot more fog of war.
Well, that's why you play the game once. I'm sure that's why they suggest it, because...
Now that's no guarantee that we're not going to make mistakes today.
No, I guarantee no mistakes. Okay, maybe not.
He guarantees it, and MvM does not guarantee it.
Before we jump into Undaunted, though, I wanted to say a big thank you to Pandasaur. Who did we do last week? Oros.
Lucky Duck.
Lucky Duck. Oros was last week.
And Ash Games.
A huge thank you to them for giving away a copy of Oros to one of our viewers, and that winner is Buddha10. I forgot to put the little thing up, but he said he didn't know much about the game, but it seems cool. And he's right. Oros was a very cool game.
He or she.
Oh, yeah, they.
Yeah, they.
So
anyway, congratulations. You will get a copy of Oros. Just contact us.
Yeah, manvsmeeple@gmail.com.
There you go.
And today, we're ready for Undaunted. So before we go into the game, look at this. This is what draws me in.
This is my scenario book.
This is my scenario book.
And when you start this, it's mostly a bunch of text, right? But in the back, there's also a lot of information about each scenario and what you're trying to do and the objectives in each scenario, which we'll get to in a second. And we will spare you this. When you go through the beginning, you read Briefing 1, which, just so you know, Briefing 1 for me is nearly a full page of a lot of pretty small text, so I'm not going to read that whole thing to you. But it's a lot of flavor for my side. I'm playing the Soviet side. You're playing the Germans. His is written completely different, and then depending on how things go, we're going to go to different scenarios, potentially, depending on who wins this. We're going to keep track of things as you go through. And one of the cooler things I think about the whole campaign experience is there's going to be persistent casualties and upgrading going on. So if we have any casualties in this game, there is a chance, depending on how many we have, that we'll have a permanent casualty, in which case we're going to get a reinforcement. And then we'll have a chance to upgrade as well. And we're going to try to show you. We're going to try to show you a little bit about those steps.
That's what you think is cool. What I think is cool is that this is going to let you literally play through the historical Battle of Stalingrad with an alternative history path. And all of these narrative elements are changed based on whether you win or lose. And it actually does go through a branching path. Like scenario 6, for example, could have A, B, C, or D. And you're playing one of those 4 based on all of the things that happened before it are taking you to that one branching scenario. So there's all these different branching paths, but the whole game takes place in Stalingrad, which we have set up here. This is the map that we're currently playing, and all of these tiles are numbered, and this is representing Stalingrad.
Well, representing 9 January Square.
9 January Square right here, and over the course of the game, these tiles can even change, and when you see them again, they can be different. They can be reinforced or have different things added to them based on decisions we make.
Or destroyed.
Or they could be destroyed.
It's very cool. We just learned that the other day. We were looking a little deeper in the rules, and some of these tiles have 3 versions of them depending on what happens during some scenarios.
Gabby says, who actually won the Battle of Stalingrad?
Oh, if you came here for a history lesson, I'm sure there's another channel.
I was going to say, Gary's in the comments right now. I almost guarantee Gary can answer. I think it was the Soviets, but I don't know. I don't actually know.
No, we're just not even going to speculate.
Hey, it was one or the other. I should have looked that up before this.
Wow.
So I mean, that's what I thought. But we'll see what
Thank you,
say.
Peter.
Anyway, so this is kind of set up. I'm the Germans. I'm already set up for my side. This is January
9 January Square. I don't think that's the date. I'm not sure that's the
name of the square.
I think it's the name of the square.
And our only objective for this is to capture these control points, which represent forward advancements. Now, the Soviets were advancing into the city, and the Germans weren't really prepared. So I have a little bit of a disadvantage in that I'm starting off farther away from these points.
In a way.
But I do have some gunner placements already there to try to hold off and stem the flow. So hopefully I can delay the Soviets until my reinforcements can arrive. That's my whole objective.
Yeah, I'm a little closer. I'm trying to... The objective is the same, effectively. We want to control 4 points worth of these. So you could get both of these two, or you could get these two and one of the twos. Or, alternatively, there's a couple things that could happen. One, someone could completely rout the other player.
Yeah.
And that means, specifically, if all of your riflemen have been routed. Now, that is going to be a significant process because we have quite a few riflemen that we can bring into our decks. But once you can't do that, once you have had a rifleman sort of turned into a casualty, but you don't have any more in your deck or your hand or anywhere to discard, they've been routed. If you do that to both riflemen, you're also the winner.
Yeah, so we'll jump right in, but what David just said, when he says both riflemen, this game is played, you have 2 different squads.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the crux of the game. You have the A squad and the B squad. And both squads have machine gunners, riflemen, and scouts, but then you also have some upgraded cards like commanders, which can do some different things in the game. And as you play through the campaign, you're going to be adding some other types of cards in, even like vehicles and stuff that look like are getting added in to your deck. Now, those can get destroyed and you could lose them. But your basic machine gunner, scout, rifleman cards, you'll have them throughout the course of the game. So you'll always have like a minimum size to your deck. All right, are we ready?
Yep, so at the beginning of each round, we draw cards. So we're drawing 4 cards, 2, 3, 4.
Let me look at my scenario guide because it tells us who has the initiative. I think it's the Soviets.
It's the Soviets.
I love this book that it basically breaks all that down for you. It tells you who has initiative, and that can change. If we go into the next scenario and I won, it might mean that David has initiative instead of me next time. So.
Yeah, it's very interesting too. The way initiative works is at the beginning of each round, we're each going to take one of the cards in our hand and put it face down, and then reveal that. That card is not going to be used for its effect, basically, in the round. It's just going to be used for its number in the upper left-hand corner. The higher the number, the better your initiative.
Yeah, and we set up the scenario already. The book tells you everything that you should have in your deck, everything that should be in play. All of that is already set up for you. Did you draw your 4 cards?
I did draw my 4 cards. Now I'm picking my card for initiative.
So every card is going to have a number in the upper left-hand corner. We're basically deciding who's going to go first at this point. David starts with initiative, so if we do happen to play the same card, he will win the tie.
I'm gonna play my card right here so everyone can see it.
I'm going to play mine right here so everyone can see it. You ready?
Yep.
1.
So in the
event
of a tie, the initiative stays with whoever has it. So that's good. I like that. And we're going to treat this as our play area, and then our discard area will be down here next to our discards. And it's important that you do that. You don't want to just continually discard cards as you play them for reasons. So I have 3 cards here. And when you play a card, you can do a few things, but most cases you're going to be using one of the abilities on the card.
Yeah, every card has multiple abilities.
And I am going to use my squad leader right now to bolster. I can bolster 2 cards, but they have to be from squad B. And bolster means to draw cards not from my deck into my hand, but from the supply into my discard.
Bolstering your armor.
Yes.
Your army, you're literally adding cards to your deck.
So in case you were wondering, these cards here are in a supply that are not yet in the game for us until we bring them into our deck. So I'm going to bolster 2, and I'm going to bolster another rifleman.
Goes into your discard pile?
Yep, and I'm going to bolster, I'll bolster 2 riflemen. Oh yeah, sorry, not into my play area.
Casey asks, is this the definitive Undaunted? Well,
I think right now, yes. We're not giant Undaunted fans. Like, we haven't played a lot of the other ones. We played the original.
I played the original. The only one I played was the original.
Yeah, same here, Normandy, I think.
I didn't play North Africa.
I don't think the other ones added anything
not like
remotely like this campaign. So I do think this will probably be viewed as the definitive Undaunted. So that was my squad leader. Now I'm going to play... I'm going to play my scout.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to play my scout. So when I play my scout, it's scout B, so it's this one right here. And I'm going to scout, I could attack, I could recon, I could conceal. I'm going to scout, so I can move up to 2, And I place scout tokens in the zones where I didn't have a scout token. So I'm going to move 1, and I can freely move into there since I have a scout token. And then I'm going to move 2, and I'm going to put a scout token there.
You know what that means? Putting a Fog of War in your discard pile.
Oh, yes. This is the part that we forgot last time.
Every time you scout.
Every time you put down a scout token, you have to take a Fog of War card, which basically just clogs up your deck a little
puts
bit.
it in your discard pile.
And finally, so that was my Scout 2, and now with my Machine Gunner A, I am going to, I think the only alternative here is is to move.
You're going to try to attack me from this far away?
So I am going to move
your
Machine Gunner.
And you can only move into places that are already pre-scouted. So you've got one option.
Yeah, I'm going to move it. Well, yeah, I could have moved here.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I kind of wanted to get over here. But yes, I'll move my Machine Gunner there. So that is my turn.
Yeah.
So all these cards will then go into my discard pile.
Hey, Richmond. Richmond says hello.
Richmond, how's it going?
I'm going to lead off with my platoon sergeant, who is a 9. I could have taken initiative from you with that 9.
But it's a juicy card.
But it's a juicy card because it has bolster 3, so I could add 3 cards into my deck. It also has command 2, which lets me draw 2 cards. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the command 2, and I'm going to draw 2 cards because I don't love my hand. What I did have in my hand to start with was a scout. Now I'm going to do one of the options that David didn't do. I'm going to recon. Recon lets you get rid of Fog of War.
Oh, you have another Fog of War in
I
here?
drew 2 Fog of Wars. That's why I played one for my initiative.
So that goes out of the game. It doesn't even go back in your supply. It does not go there.
Yeah, it's out of the game. As if we're going to go through this whole deck. But you might, especially in later scenarios.
You might if you're going around.
And then I get to draw a card to replace it. So I'm looking pretty good here. I drew another scout. This is Scout A. Scout A is going to actually scout. So I'm going to move 2 spaces with Scout A. Now if I move through this middle space here, I have to drop an extra scout marker, which would give me an extra Fog of War, and I don't want that. So I'm going to move over to here where there already is a scout marker, and then I'm going to move over to here, which is newly scouted. So I can now freely move into that space.
Fog of War.
Fog
of War.
Another Fog of War. So, there's a lot of confusion on the battlefield. But I did that because I have Rifleman A. Now, Rifleman A can move. This is my A Rifleman here. I'm going to move him 1 space into this scouted area. So he's good to move there. And then lastly, I have Machine Gunner B. Now, you've got your scouts right here with Machine Gunner B. So, I think I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to attack.
I'm going to shoot you.
Now,
by the way, in real war, don't exclaim.
Hey,
I'm going to shoot you.
Scout. I could suppress. Suppress makes you flip over a token so you can't use it again. But in this case, I think I'm just going to try to shoot and see what happens. So, I get 2 dice.
This is an attack?
This is an attack. I get 2 dice. Now, there's a lot of things that go into determining the target number for your attack, one of which is the defense of the tile. We're in a building right now, so if I was shooting into the building, Dave would have a defense of 3.
If he was at a range.
But I'm not, so he's a defense of 1.
Plus my natural defense of 5.
And then, yes, he has a natural defense of 5, so that makes a total of 6. If I was farther away, you have to add 1 more for every space that you're away.
Yeah.
So, I get 2 dice here. I just have to roll 1 6.
Yeah, and you don't combine the dice. You just have to get at least a 6 on one of them or more.
Let's see what I can do.
Hopefully no everything lower. Oh, you did it.
I did. I got a 7.
So, now we've determined that it was a successful attack. I have to go through a few steps. Do I have any in my hand? No. Do I have any in my play area? No. I think I was supposed to discard from my play area.
Yeah, you were, but you do have one in your
Then I look in my discard pile, and it is, was that Scout B?
That's Scout B.
Scout B card goes into casualties. So you want to put casualties right here?
Yeah, let's put casualties right there. You can have your casualty pile, and I'll have my casualty pile.
Put casualties right there. This is a temporary casualty for this scenario that might turn in.
Now, if David did not have one of those to play and there wasn't one in his deck, he'd have to route his unit.
Yeah.
But we start with a couple, so he's got more life. He can take a couple more hits than that.
And is that your...
That is it for me. So let me take all those cards, put them back into my discard
pile. So now we just
go
back to the top of the round and do the same thing, drawing up 4 cards in hand.
Yep.
And remind me, if for some reason you weren't to choose to play all your cards, you don't keep any cards, right?
No.
You discard everything.
Oh, ooh.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh, I've got some options here. All right, I think I'm going to do Man. All right, I think I got it. I've got my initiative, David.
The initiative thing is interesting because sometimes you go, oh, I'll go with this medium to high card, and then oftentimes you'll tie.
Yeah, and
then
that's the worst.
You've burnt a pretty good card.
What's worse is getting beat by like 1. Like you've wasted your giant card and they beat you by 1 point.
Let me see what I've got here. It is interesting because you kind of have to take a look at what you have. And if you couldn't tell already, if you've never played Undaunted or seen it played, we both know what cards we have in each other's hand at the beginning of the game. They're quite similar.
The deck, at least, yeah.
The deck. And as people play cards, you know, okay, well, they must have this coming up. So you want to consider that for sure. Scout. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
What do you think of David? Drop that 9. Go first. What do you got? 7.
1.
Oh, see, that's a case of me wasting my 7.
I like it.
Completely. But I get to take the initiative. So I will go first this time. So I'm going to... what was I going to do? Move my Rifleman B. First of all, he's just going to move 1 space. I don't really have a lot of scout options.
Well, I'm guessing the initiative card goes immediately into your discard
So he's
pile.
going to come... Yeah, it probably does. But
Because otherwise you might inspire them.
yeah, that's true.
By accident.
So I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to use my Machine Gunner A to suppress, actually. I'm going to suppress your gunner here that's coming up on me.
You can't suppress me.
I can suppress you. Now, suppress, you have 0 defense here, but you do have a 4 base.
Yep.
And I'm 1 space away. So I have to hit a 5. But I get 4 dice to do it. So
Now, I don't take casualty here if he's successful, but I basically flip over.
you get suppressed. You got to go for cover.
I want to explain this now because he's going to roll poorly and he's not going to get it.
No, I got it.
Oh,
I got it 4 times.
He got it and then some. I'm super suppressed. So I flip over and you can see the token has a bunch of red lines on it. That means the next time I would activate them, they simply just flip back over.
Yeah. Now I have my squad leader. I discarded the wrong squad leader for initiative because I can't use my B Rifleman again because he has nowhere to go because I've only scouted 1 step so far.
Well, what are his other
However,
options as a B Rifleman?
he can bolster. So normally I could use him to reuse another card, but in this case I'm going to bolster and add 2 B cards to my deck. I think it's important for me to have my machine gunner available, but it's also important to get those riflemen moving. So I'm going to take 1 of each, and those go into my discard pile, and that is my turn. What have you got, Soviets?
All right, here we go. I am going to start with my platoon sergeant. I had toyed with using this for initiative.
I thought you might have it in your hand.
His powers are too good. So I'm actually not going to bolster because I bolstered last time. I'm going to command 2. So that's going to give me 2 cards into my hand. So I was hoping for some...
Hoping for something good? Well, you got a lot of cards in your hand
I was
now,
hoping for something good. This is okay, I suppose.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you're going to have your rifleman because you haven't moved your rifleman at all yet.
That is true. Oh. Yeah. I'm going to remove my Rifleman B.
Richmond, I want to comment on that because I really like this system too. I like the way that you're like, it's very abstract in that like you have a squad out here and that each one of those tokens represents that whole squad, but the cards in your deck represent the individual people within that squad and they all have names and everything too. And some of those names are reflected, within the storyline too, and that's pretty cool. But if you lose people, you lose them. Like that particular character is gone for the rest of the game. So. What are you doing?
I'm liking my turn here.
Okay.
I'm going to scout A. That's this guy here.
Yep.
And he's just going to go 1, 2.
Drop another scout
and
with
scout
another Fog of War.
And get another Fog of War into my discard pile.
Yep. Hopefully you draw a full hand of Fog of Wars.
Then I'm going to Rifleman A.
Yep.
And Rifleman A is going to go here.
Okay.
And then I've got squad leader A, and I can bolster 2, or I can inspire 1. And I think I'm going to inspire my Rifleman A and just have him move in here as well.
Oh boy, so that's not good for me because Rifleman can actually take control of that location, and you only have 1 card left, so you're going to be drawing again. And I think you have some other Rifleman A's, or maybe you took B's last time.
I took B's.
still, you might draw that Rifleman A again and take control of that spot before I can stop you. So hopefully I can do something to that Rifleman.
So that was it, right?
That was it.
So I'm going to draw my top card there and then shuffle these.
I have to go
Hopefully
first
I'm going to
this
shuffle
time.
them such that I get exactly what I want.
Oh man, I have to go first, I think.
Do you?
No,
But
I
will
guess it
you?
doesn't- I don't know if I could stop that from happening. I just have to hope that you didn't draw it. So shuffle really well, David, because that's my out here.
I'm making sure I shuffle so it can't be claimed that I didn't shuffle well.
I see you shuffling well. Are you going to offer the cut? No?
No, never.
Nope, didn't do it.
Never.
So this will always be an asterisk if you draw it.
Ooh, yeah. You won't question whether I shuffled well.
Nobody would set the deck this badly.
No.
All right, well, my hand wasn't great either, so I think we're both okay there.
All
right, I got my
I'm going
initiative already.
to want to go first, though.
Well, you're not going to.
Nope.
So
Whoops, that's not the discard pile.
I do get to go first, and I wish I could actually do something about that Rifleman, though. I wasn't planning on going first, but I do have a platoon sergeant, and I will draw 2 cards with that command and hope I get something good. I didn't. I really wish I could say that I did, but I didn't. So I will move my A Rifleman 1 step closer. I could have tried to shoot, but he's very far away.
Yeah, I gotta say,
really bad.
Based on our first play of this, shooting from a distance,
It's risky.
it's a little risky.
It's risky, but you can always hit on a 10. So you always
That's true.
have an option.
That's true. You've rolled well so far today.
Thank you. I hope I.
And that's not a
keep doing it.
compliment. That's more of a I'm annoyed that you've rolled so well.
All right, here comes my scout, and he's going to recon out this other Fog of War.
Nice.
And then I'll draw a card to replace it. Oh boy.
Yeah, recon is a pretty powerful ability. We didn't know that actually our first time through too, is that you get rid of Fog of War and you draw a card.
So my Scout A, I have Scout A here. He could attack you. I could try to hit that Rifleman, but he's 4, 7, 8.
Do
and
it.
I get 1 die.
Do it.
Seems kind of dumb. So I'll recon 2. Even though I don't want to do this, I need a path for that Rifleman to move. So I'm going to scout 2. I'm going to scout here.
Oh, you're going to scout.
And then I'm going to scout over here. And I didn't really want to scout this tile because now that's 2 Fog of Wars I have to add. But I've been doing a pretty good job reconning, I think.
Oh, you just ran out of your deck?
Yeah. And then my machine gunner. So I do get my B machine gunner. I think I'm going to actually try to suppress your B rifleman.
I figured you might.
So he's a 4, 5, 6 because I'm 1 space away.
Yep. And
So,
you've got how many?
I get 4 dice on a suppress.
4 with a suppress because he's just.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need to do. I need a 6. And I got a 9.
He got it.
I didn't get it 4 times that time, but I got 1. So
You know, what's interesting too is if you're the first with initiative and you do some attacking, you have the chance of taking cards out of your opponent's hand.
I really consider, but effectively, I'm still taking the card out of your hand in one way because you're going to have to play it just to unsuppress your guy.
Yeah, kind of.
It's not the end of the world.
It's on me now.
Undaunted Battle of Britain with dogfighting. Is that real, or are you just wishing?
Is that a real thing?
Because that sounds pretty cool.
That would be cool. It's my turn, right?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to start with my Scout A, which is right here. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Because he's not the best at attacking. Because he just gets 1 die. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recon. I'm going to get rid of this Fog of War here that I had in my hand.
Yep.
And draw another card. And please be something better than that.
David Bauer says that your bad draws are pretty historically accurate as well.
My bad draws?
Your bad, yeah. He said it's pretty much like what the actual battle for Stalingrad was like.
You know, I can't do that again.
Can't what? Can't recon again?
Nothing.
Because you can't recon without having a Fog of War to get rid of.
What I will do, though, is I'm going to play my squad leader to bolster 2.
So you're doing a lot more bolstering than I am.
And I'm going to get
That's gonna be
2
good for
more
you.
riflemen into my discard pile.
Peter says it's real and it's coming in 2023.
Oh, nice.
That sounds cool. I don't know. I wonder if it'll be as expansive as this, but it sounds pretty cool that it's adding. Like,
I would like to see
fighting.
the franchise take a couple different steps.
Well, this seems very different.
Yeah.
The Battle of Britain was a very different battle. That's pretty cool, Peter. Thank you. I don't know if Gary is still in the chat, but Gary was our resident war gamer here at MvM. He hasn't really been on lately.
I'm gonna take my machine gunner B up here.
Okay. Oh, is that it?
That's it.
All right. That wasn't so bad.
No,
now,
it wasn't bad. I didn't have the right cards.
Everyone. Well, I don't really either, David. So you're fine.
Can I tell you right now, Ryan? The way we're doing scouting now at the Fog of Wars has an impact.
For sure it does.
For sure.
How do I want to do this? All right, I got my choice. It definitely has an impact. Just looking through. Oh, hi, Tim. Tim is here as well as Richmond. Casey, we already covered that. Hopefully by the time we get to the campaign step, you'll understand the real draw, because this part feels a lot like Undaunted. I mean, this is the same mechanical system as Undaunted, but you start to realize how important your casualties and things like that get when you get to the campaign phase.
We'll see what happens here. Right. I don't like this feeling already.
Right, flip it. Fog of War.
Okay, I took a big risk. I was hoping you'd do something like that.
I didn't need to go first because I have a bad hand. I can't stop you.
I have a horrible hand.
I can't stop you with this hand, no matter if I went first or second.
My hand is made even more horrible by the fact that I just used one of my 2 cards as that.
You should have just played the Fog of War.
But what I wanted to do
rifleman.
is I have my A rifleman, and I wanted the A rifleman to act. So the A rifleman is going to control this region right here.
Well, I couldn't have stopped you no matter if I went first
or
second. So I
simply flip this. Now I have control. I've got 2 of the 4 that we're looking at to win this scenario. And then I've just got these 2 Fog of Wars, which effectively get played as well. And then they get sent to my discard.
Well, at least you've got half the points you need to win. So
no, I felt like that was a good sacrificial play.
I'm doing something similar, actually. But I'm not going to be able to cap it. But I'm going to move my B rifleman up here. And then my squad leader is going to inspire my B rifleman to move again, and he's going to move here.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I can't play the B rifleman again, but I do have my A machine gunner, and maybe if I had gone first, I could have killed your rifleman, and that would have been good.
Oh, that'd have been rough.
But I mean, but I didn't go first, and I would have had to discard the machine gunner to go first, so I wouldn't have been able to do that. So that was my.
Oh, I see.
That was my problem, because I wasn't going to get rid of the 7 squad leader. All right, so my machine gunner is going to attack, actually.
Who?
I think I'm going to attack your rifleman, because we're in the same space. They're only a 5.
Yep.
But I only have 2 dice for attack. Fingers crossed. Oh, you should have been first that time. All right, fingers crossed on a 5. Got one.
You got it.
So I know you have a rifleman A.
So you attacked my rifleman A. That's going to be in my discard, so that's another casualty.
Another casualty.
I can tell you right now, that definitely puts me into the category of having permanent casualties at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think so. All right, all these cards go to the discard pile, and we draw 4 more. Except I can't, so maybe I'll get lucky and draw that rifleman B.
This should be a good hand.
Look at this shuffle.
Mama.
I don't like that.
This is pretty good.
I don't like carrying that at all. All right, I only get to draw 1 card from this deck.
Oh, boy. I'm just going to check the clock here.
Oh, my gosh, this one's pretty good, too. So, I definitely need him. All right, here's what we're going to do. We'll see.
I think I might have you.
Really?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go first.
7.
9.
Well, you were going to go first no matter what.
All right, let's see if this was. It's going to either come down to beautiful planning with my bolsters or lucky draws.
Well, you only have 1. Yeah.
I'm going to play Rifleman B.
Yeah, and flip him.
And flip him.
Yep.
And then I'm going to play Rifleman B.
Oh, you had 2 of them.
Yep, and move him.
Dang.
I did get close. And then my last card is Squad Leader, and I'm going to inspire Rifleman B.
And flip him?
And control it.
Well, that was it. Wow, that was quick.
That was quick.
I didn't even get my Rifleman up there.
That was quick. Now, see, it comes down to, like, that was...
I really should have played... I had a... Well, see, it didn't matter because you were going to go first. I knew even if I played a 9, if you played the 9, you were going to go first.
So what would you say? Would you chalk that up to luck of the draw?
100% for that.
Bolstering? Because I bolstered. Remember, I bolstered I got 2 more Rifleman Bs.
The fact that you drew all 3 Bs in one go, that is definitely like.
Well, but I was down to. I knew that I was getting a lot of Bs because I had drawn a lot of As and all my Fogs of War.
I just couldn't. I should have suppressed. I just couldn't do anything over here.
And my other card was that 9.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I can do it with this.
You drew the perfect hand. I was about to take it on my turn.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I was about to because I had Rifleman B, but I thought if I played a 9, I was like, you're not gonna play. Like if you play the 9, you go first. If you play the 7, you go first. So I played my 7. I knew you weren't gonna play the 5.
Now I didn't want. I thought to myself, hey, we're on a live stream. Should I let it drag out a little bit longer? But we wanted to show you these scenarios can be quite a bit longer than this. When we first played, it drug out quite a bit longer.
We didn't play so aggressively our first time either.
We weren't playing very aggressively. You've attacked quite a bit compared to the last time.
I haven't. Maybe I shouldn't have been. Maybe that's why I lost. I probably should have been suppressing
that's an
more.
Interesting point. Well, but I did get, this was the perfect storm.
No, that was the perfect hand.
Like, if you can have one unit activate 3 times, that's
crazy.
That's huge.
I've not seen that, actually.
Generally, if you do that, you're going to take control of something.
If you're close enough. If you had been back here still. Well, no. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's really no way I could have stopped that.
And it was just exactly what I needed to unsuppress, move, and
now
then...
I do feel like you set your deck, David. You said I'm never going to believe it. But it's okay because, actually... Whoever wins tends to give an advantage to the next player for the second scenario.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, well, we have a few things we have to do then, since we're all done, and we wanted to kind of finish it. Can you control the tile with enemies on it? Yes, it says you can take control unless the opponent controls the tile with their own control marker.
Yeah, they have
already.
to have it controlled. If they have it controlled and they're on there, they have to be suppressed. Or not on there, or not suppressed. I meant routed. They have to be routed or off the tile. So the way the rules read, it looks like you can take control. I think if you couldn't, it would take forever.
Yeah, because you would just keep putting guys in there and you would never be able to get all the guys off.
Yeah.
If I had managed to get control first, David could have just come in there and taken control back from me. He would have had to have taken out of all those guys.
Once you take control, then it becomes a very tall order because you have to route. Yeah. And routing is it's not just killing them once. It's effectively taking out every one of them.
Also, last time we played, you took some time and you stopped and you took both of these too.
Yeah.
And that slowed you down enough that I was able to grab these 2.
Well, that was my plan this time too. Once I grabbed this, I was going to do this, but then I thought, I can just get these 2 right now. It would have been better
for me if you would just take it. If you just
I'm sure it would have been better for you, but this was beautiful for me.
We have our little campaign log. So there's a few things we have to do to write down in that campaign log.
We want to take the steps. The first thing is the victory phase. This is where you basically go through and log in the beginning, in the front of this book. And we're just going to go through the motions of the writing. But in this chart right here, do we have it? Yeah, here we go. In this chart right here, you would write the game state, and you go through it where is that? The scenario here says Soviet victory, 2A, German victory, 2B. So now we would write 2A in the game state.
Yep.
And then when we look at this chart over here, 2A is going to tell us a briefing to read. Mine says
320.
Mine says 320.
Well, I think we both have the same.
We both go to 320 in our book and read that to effectively is the aftermath of this battle and kind of gives you a little flavor for what's coming up next in terms of setting the stage for the next scenario. And that's going to be different depending on who won. If we had gone the other route, we would have both been reading 491.
Mine says, too bad you lost.
It doesn't say that.
It says, it does say that we have been struggling ever since the loss of 9 January Square, which kind of was really bad for us. I'm paraphrasing.
Mine seems action-packed. Mine says, Anya ducked inside the ground floor of the ruined apartment block. So... the flavor is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to read these to each other. You're just really reading these
What's your own personal story that unfolds over the course of the campaign for each side? And whether you win or lose these battles, it flavors that story. So, we marked down all of our campaign stuff.
Yeah, that's the victory phase. Then you go on to the casualty phase. Sadly, I am only going to be doing the casualty phase.
I did inflict some casualties. Now, that's one lucky thing.
Show you here, this chart right here. It says, shuffle your casualty pile and draw the number of cards shown in the table below. He has none, so he won't draw any.
No casualties.
If you have at least one, actually, 1 to 4, you shuffle them up and you draw one of those, and it is a permanent casualty. So,
And I've got the...
Do you want to do this, and I'll just pick?
Let me do
Here, I'll do it, and
Okay.
you can determine which one you're permanently casualing.
What? It's just random.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to do this one. So you lose your B Scout, who was, I don't know this guy's name, but each one of these has a code. He's SSO20. So
Okay, so I go to my reserve deck.
you go to your reserve deck, which is...
And what is it?
SSO20.
And you're effectively looking for SSO20.
It's good. You're going to get a worse version of him.
Yeah, so it is a slight, like it's a reserve.
Should
so
be a
he's
scout.
not.
So you're looking at your scouts.
There's 19. SR, right?
Well, yours will say SR.
SRO20 is this
That's it. That's your
scout
new
right
scout.
here. So
That's
this is
your replacement. Let's compare him.
my replacement right here. He looks like he's an older
Oh,
gentleman.
he can't conceal.
And he can't conceal here.
Which is something we
but
didn't
everything
do.
everything else looks to be the same. And concealing is effectively sticking your opponent with a fog of war.
Yeah, so put that guy in the back, and you can just...
So I'm going to put him,
He's out
he's
of the
going to
game
go,
completely.
he's out of the campaign, this one. So there's a special compartment in the box for him. This guy is going to go now into my
Discard pile.
deck. I'm going to put my reserve pile over here.
Yeah, so then we gather everything from our play area, everything that was discarded, everything that goes back into our deck, shuffle it, and then we're going to find 2 units to upgrade. So you will get to upgrade your units over the course of the campaign. However, reserve units can't be upgraded. So if you take so many casualties that your deck is basically full of reserves, you might not get 2 upgrades every round.
Well, you do keep drawing.
Yeah, but if your deck is full of reserves...
Oh, well, sure, if your deck is full of reserves. So
Which
when
by the
we
end of the
draw here,
campaign, it might be.
if I draw that one reserve, or if you draw a fog of war,
Yeah.
you just set it aside for the moment and you draw another
So
one.
my machine gunner A and my rifleman A both get upgraded.
Oh, no.
Oh, so I'm looking at a much stronger A squad here.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I got my upgrade deck. Do not open until instructed. Well, I'm instructed to.
There's
So,
a whole nother deck, too, that just says do not open, and I am assuming it has some of the other things that are going to happen in the game.
All right, look at this guy. I don't even know. He's got a special ability on his attack.
Oh, yeah, that is you can attack 2 if that range is equal to or less than
0?
0. So, yeah, the rifleman can only usually attack 1.
Oh.
But if you're in the same space, the rifle can attack
I get
2.
extra. That's good. And then I have machine gunner A here. So that is, got to see the code, 14. 12,
I got to say,
13.
this is a fun part.
All right, this guy has a new ability as well. So this machine gunner has something called Overwatch. That seems cool. That seems like a cool ability.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I don't. That's a brand new ability.
I'm gonna let
a
you
lot
look
of
up
these cards
Overwatch.
have brand new abilities.
I'm going to let you look up Overwatch
So,
while I do my upgrades.
This machine gunner and this rifleman are out of the game. And yeah, I've got my 2 better guys, my better machine gunner, my better rifleman.
Here's what
That's pretty
Overwatch is.
Yeah.
Choose any tile.
Oh.
Place or move the Overwatch marker associated with the unit onto that tile. You get a marker?
Yeah, I get an
So there's
Overwatch
a whole
marker.
extra marker. And then it says, see the rules for Overwatch markers on page 24.
I'm guessing if you move into it, I get like a free attack or something. That's usually how that kind of thing works.
Overwatch markers are placed through the Overwatch action. Each Overwatch marker through its faction and squad is associated with a machine gunner unit.
Yep.
Each machine gunner unit can have only 1 Overwatch. If the machine gunner unit associated with the Overwatch marker moves, suffers a casualty, or is suppressed, remove its Overwatch marker from the board. It can be placed again later.
But this is what it actually does.
Sorry.
Now we're to the good part.
Here's what it does. When a non-vehicle unit taking a movement action would move onto a tile with an enemy Overwatch marker, the machine gunner of the squad associated with the marker immediately takes a suppress 3 action.
Oh, suppress.
So it
okay.
effectively puts the machine gunner into a mode where he's ready to take a reaction effectively.
Yeah.
He's in Overwatch.
Yeah, and I can...
It makes perfect sense
It
now.
makes perfect sense. It stops your movement. It would have stopped that from happening if I could have Overwatched.
All right, so I'm upgrading now.
Yeah.
I have my Rifleman A. Is it going to be another A like you or a B? A squad leader.
Oh,
That's
your squad leader A.
Oh, is that something that can get
yes.
upgraded? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we'll see.
Just can't get destroyed. I mean, it should
So,
be in there. Hi, Luke. We're doing well. I'm doing less well after getting
my Rifleman A is
defeated by the-
S007, so I'm looking at...
getting defeated by the Soviets here.
I've got... Oh,
What do you have?
My rifleman is getting upgraded to this rifleman named Roman Andlar, and he's got the assault
Here,
action.
I'll look that one up.
You look up
do
the
your
assault.
next
It's a
one.
few pages back. And my squad leader is S002.
Let's see. Oh, this is just scenario 1 actions. So you mean it's a few pages forward?
Yes, further into the...
Further in.
I need to find
Oh, there's
this.
so much stuff that gets added. Mines, tunnels. Maybe I shouldn't be looking at this stuff. Oh, wow. Assault is stupid, David.
Oh, you know what? I don't think you do upgrade your squad leaders.
No, you just draw a new one?
Yeah, because I don't see one here. I think I'm supposed to draw a new one. I think it's just the basic guys, like the rifleman, the scout, and the machine gunner.
No, there's definitely some people in that upgrade deck that are not those.
Yeah, but it's not squad leaders.
When you assault, you do the movement action of the rifleman and then do the attack action of the rifleman.
Oh, sweet. That's cool.
Yeah, it seems cool for you. That would have been really good for you last one, too, when you were moving so many times.
Yeah, I don't think...
Well, then draw a new card to replace it.
I don't think you do that. If we're screwing that up, we'll let you know the next live stream.
Yeah, just
Fog
draw a
of
new card to
War.
replace it.
Rifleman B. And he is...
Oh, yeah, command cards are already upgraded.
S015. Oh, and I went right to them. Rifleman B, he gets the... he gets your attack situation. So
you
he
have
gets
that
the
attack
attack
as well?
2 if he's in the same space.
So you have 2 upgraded. You have an A and B upgraded rifleman. I'm just looking at a better A squad over here. So
And I don't... Does it say...
yeah,
these
those
guys are
are
gone, right?
They're all gone.
So these are also, like the permanent casualties, removed from the game.
Yeah, they've been upgraded.
Because now I have these 2 upgrades in my deck.
They're better.
And now we're all set with our reinforcements in my case, with our upgrades in both of our cases, to move on to the second scenario,
Yeah.
which we'll probably do.
yeah.
If we do it off camera. In fact, we're going to make a decision here. If you let us know in the comments below or join our Discord, whatever, share with us whether you would like to see more Undaunted Stalingrad. We could do a recurring thing on MvMLive
Oh, yeah.
where we
update.
play the next scenario or give you an idea of what we've done and then play wherever we're at. That would be kind of a cool thing. So let us know.
And before we go, I do want to address one last comment that Jeremy Howard made. The best starting spot for Undaunted, I think, is this. Because this introduces you to all of the rules. It doesn't have anything too complicated for your first scenario, as you just saw, but it just adds in rules and elements to the game as you play. So if you've never played Undaunted, I think this is...
I would say
This or the base kit would be the 2 starting spots.
The benefits of the base kit, getting Normandy, especially at this point, is that you can get a taste for what Undaunted plays like, and probably for a lot less expensive than what it costs to get Stalingrad. So I don't know what the price point is on Stalingrad, but I'm guessing it's in the $70 range.
Yeah, it could be more.
Maybe
with all the
more
stuff
than
that.
that.
Comes into it, so.
Whereas the original Normandy is probably maybe 30 or less,
Yeah,
something like
44,
that. Would be my
30,
guess.
It depends on where you buy it from.
But it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're wanting to get in and try it for cheap, try Normandy. But I think if you like Normandy, you'll definitely like this because it just offers a lot
And if you
more.
liked what you saw, this just offers way more of it in the future, like way cooler stuff. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
And yeah, like David said, let us know in the comments below if you want to see more of Undaunted.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.